there is a Lebanese porn star who has shot up to stardom. Her name is Mia Khalifa, and she is ranked the most popular porn actress on Pornhub.com and the 71st most visited, and that's the 71st most visited website in the world.
Okay, let's pause there for an amazing fact. In the world, CNN.com ranks 73rd, NewYorkTimes.com ranks 97th. Pornhub.com ranks 71st.
It's amazing.
Above CNN, above the New York Times, and it's only one of many, many popular porn sites.
That's amazing.
Okay.
The internet was created for porn. We know this. Okay. So why am I telling you about some random porn actress? Well, she is of Lebanese descent. She was actually born in Lebanon, and now she has become a tool in a big political debate within Lebanon and also within the Lebanese community here in the United States. Now, apparently, if you're Lebanese and you were born in Lebanon, you're not supposed to be a porn actress because if you are, you're immediately considered a slut. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so they are completely tearing her apart. And not only are conservative Lebanese individuals tearing her apart, they're now tearing her family apart, which doesn't seem to make much sense because her family isn't speaking to her because of her chosen profession. Okay, so just to give you some more background information on her, she has a BA in history from the University of Texas at El Paso. She is based in Miami. She has her own place at a time when 1 in 4 people her age live with their parents. She's 21 years old. And again, she was born in Lebanon, but she was raised here in the United States. This was a decision she made herself, even though her parents are 100% against it and they're not speaking to her.
So I'm about to go to Miami for the premiere of Mad as Hell later this month, madashellfilm.com. Maybe I should look her up just to give her some moral support.
Don't do that.
Oh, okay.
That would only be a little creepy, right?
Like hey, no, here, Mia, I'm here to give you moral support. Okay.
Anyway, so now why is she being used as a political tool? Well, Lebanon, relatively speaking, is a lot more diverse in their ideology, okay? So it's not like other Middle Eastern countries where it seems very conservative, very right-wing. In Lebanon, you have all sorts of different ideology. However, it's becoming a little more conservative. And one sign is the fact that even though they have a free and open internet there, they're now considering banning internet for public decency.
Yeah,
okay?
And they're saying that it might be partly Mia's fault.
Yes.
Okay, now, there's so many wonderful ironies here. The men who are most angry at her are Lebanese men who watched her porn. Wait, then why'd you watch it? Why were you watching the porn in the first place when you stumbled upon her porn, which you then watched, and then after you were done, then you got mad at her?
So I actually want to comment on that because I think that that's a really good point, and it's something that I've noticed in a lot of cultures, not just Lebanese culture, okay? Right. There is this protective element among women in certain cultures, right? So you protect your women, but it's okay to treat women from other cultures as if they're worthless, as if they're meat, right? Mm-hmm. So in this case, our Lebanese women, they're so pure and they're so clean and they're so good. All those other women that are doing porn, well, they're trash and it's okay for us to watch them in porn and get our rocks off that way. By the way, just keep that in mind for a second, okay? Yes, she's performing sex on camera. That's what she does for a living. You're watching porn to rub one out. And you're more moral than she is, right? And I'm not saying that masturbating isn't moral. I don't know if it's moral or not. I don't care. You should do it. It's natural. Okay? Enjoy. But nonetheless, why are you judging someone else when you're the one who's been watching the porn and you're the one who's basically admitting to, giving yourself some love? Right.
Of course. There's no consistency to these hypocrites anyway. And then, look, Lebanon is relatively liberal compared to the rest of the Middle East. Doesn't mean it's liberal. Now, I know way back in the day, Beirut used to be called the Paris of the Middle East, okay? But then they had a bunch of wars, and then Hezbollah, but her dad is Christian, right? But also conservative Christian. So there's not a lot of liberalism running around the Middle East. Lebanon is relatively liberal, but even they are very, very upset at her.
Yes. Now, here's what she has to say to those who disagree with what she is doing for her work. She says, I don't want to be bullied by Syria or Israel, but I'm pretty indifferent towards it. Now, another part of this story, another layer, has to do with her tattoos and how she basically owns her heritage and her culture through her tattoos, and people are feeling as though she's a disgrace to their culture as a result of that. So, according to Newsweek, on her left arm is a tattoo of the opening lines of the Lebanese national anthem, and that says, "All of us for our country, for our flag and glory." On her right wrist is a tattoo of the Lebanese Forces cross, the symbol of a Lebanese conservative Christian political party opposed to the Syrian Bashar Assad regime. So that is another part of it. They're like, okay, not only is a Lebanese woman doing porn, oh my God, our heads are exploding, she's also including the Lebanese national anthem on her arm. We can't have that.
Yeah. So I love the next quote here. So first of all, she's saying, look, I'm not political. Syria, Israel, whatever, right? They shouldn't do the things they do in Lebanon, okay? And I'm not putting these things on as like massive political statements. She's like, I'm Lebanese. That's what I have, right? And so do you want me to not be proud of my heritage? Do you want me to be embarrassed of my heritage? It's kind of a weird thing to ask of some people. And then I love the next quote she has here. She says, they're embarrassed that I'm claiming them as if I had a choice. I was born there. Yeah, she can't become un-Lebanese. So you're blaming her for something that she has no control over.
Mm-hmm. Look, it's just so stupid. And I can relate to it, and maybe this is controversial, I don't care, I'm going to be honest, because it's my personal experience. There's a very similar mentality among Armenians, and there are a lot of Armenians living in Lebanon. They're part of the diaspora, right? So that culture definitely has resonated with a lot of Armenians. And it's just the same thing, like, you have to be a lady, you have to be pure, you have to be clean, save yourself for marriage. The same types of conservative, ideas that you hear in the United States are very, very, very important to a lot of Armenians and Lebanese individuals. So it's stupid. It's her body. She gets to make the decision, whether you like it or not. And sitting around and judging her is just wasting your time, right? Find something better to do with your life. And harassing her family is just beyond me, because her family is against it. Her family is not even speaking to her right now. Why are you going to add insult to injury by making her a political tool, making her family a political tool, and just shaming her throughout the press?
Yeah, and look, it's not just Lebanese or Armenians, it's old country. You think the Turks wouldn't be mortified if there was a Turkish porn star? By the way, I got news for you, there are Turkish porn stars, and they are mortified right after they watch them, just like the Lebanese. Okay, and so I'd like to institute a rule.
Okay.
Okay, you're not allowed to criticize anybody for their sexual activity right after you've masturbated to it.
Fair enough.
Okay.